Zarka needed help with some hyenas blocking the caravan. But there might be some enemies in the ground, like this one. It's always a good defense if you stay on the move. Because when you stand still, enemies can hit you easier with projectiles. And if you run past them, I show you here, like dot, roll, and run past them, they can't really hit you and you progress faster even. Because you're already on the way to the next minion group. If I can do the safely, I prefer doing it like this. It's not always possible. For example, in tight corners, I try just to keep my distance. So, if you die, there are a couple of reasons why this happened. One reason, and I think that's the reason in most of the time a character dies, is you have a bad position. For example, running into a group of enemies or getting cornered or getting surrounded by enemies. The other reason is you get hit by multiple projectiles at the same time, which is also arguably a position error. And another reason to die is to have very low resistances. Like, for example, my lightning resistance is really bad right now. In the campaign, it's okay to not have that much resistances. In the end game, you need 75 on fire, cold, and lightning. And if you're playing on hardcore, I would also recommend to get 75% on chaos resistance. But throughout the campaign, it's enough to not hit a red value, a negative value here in the resistances. So I get 10% more lightning resistance damage from elemental attacks which do lightning damage, and that's very, very, very dangerous. So for example, if there is a caster here which shoots multiple projectiles as lightning damage, I might be instantly dead. Oh, 1 second. Myself want to say hello. Hello, little girl. You need some food? Let me grab some food. Dog has food now. Dog happy. So, when you find this checkpoint, there will be a boss here. But first you need to kill these hyenas in front of this roof. And with some projectile-based spells, just skill pass towards this big node here. Chaos damage and skill effect duration. With projectile-based skills, you might be able to like snipe these ads here. So they are gone. And always keep one eye on this boss. He does some very dangerous moves like the slam. Always run around in circles because you really don't want to get hit by the slams. This X pattern is always followed by a slam. And he does a slam occasionally without doing this X stuff before. And loot what might be an upgrade. Or loot everything until you're full because we need to port back anyway. And we can talk to Zarka. Now that the blockade is cleared, we can proceed with the caravan. The hooded one is here now as well. You can identify items with him. There is your salvage bench. And Shambrin is your new Renly, basically. We cannot use this. Mana is not that important. We don't use crossbows. No hammers. This can be an upgrade for later, but not such a big upgrade. Anyway, that's not good. This is an upgrade. We can craft on flasks. So you see how this has increased recovery rate and chance to gain a charge when you kill an enemy. So charges on flasks are basically how often you can use a flask. This flask has 70 charges and uses 10 on use. So you can use this flask 7 times. Then it's empty. This one has 75 and uses 10. And we can craft with Orb of Transmutation and Orb of Augmentation on this flask. So now it generates more when we are on low mana. And now it's about 36% increase of charges gained. Flask here. Can we do anything with support gems right now? Not really. Yeah, we can. We can use rapid casting on our Chaos Bolt and Withering Touch. So Chaos Bolt inflicts withers on hit. And I think yeah, it has additional chances to wither now. I don't know if this is worth, to be honest. Let me check if we can see this. Maybe it's not worth. Let me check in my preparation how I did this. Wait a second. Yeah, I did this, so it's benefit. It benefits. So no worries. Unearth we don't really need anymore, and nothing else was. No, nothing else is worth spending this for now. We can save them for later when we get more spells. Can we upgrade? We can upgrade Enfeeble. That's fine. Here we can put this. Here. This one here. For characters later. We can actually look if we have a good art. For example, these gloves are okay for now. There we can put one of this Artificer's Orb. It's an augment socket to a martial weapon, one staff or armor. And put this lightning resistance rune in here. So we are not negative anymore. Okay. Now we need to speak with the Sekema Azala. He will lead us to this planning table. And we need to pick where the caravan should move. So we have only two options right now. Mordoon Quarry and the Trail of Corruption. It doesn't really matter. Not the Trail of Corruption. How is this area called? Halani Gates. So it doesn't matter. You can either go here first and notice that the door is closed and go back. Or you can do the mines first. Mordoon Quarry. And go to the Halani Gates afterwards and notice that the door is closed. So, the war chest, I think, only gives us some artificial orbs, which are good if you need them, but they are not mandatory. So the main objective we are looking for here is just the exit to the new area. Roll through. And if you roll through and the enemies are following you, they also likely get hit more by your contagion spread. So you lure them into the next enemy group and will get infected and you kill more even. So it's a win-win. It's better for defense and it's better for damage. If you just run through the mob group already on the way to the next one. Look how they can't really hit me properly. You have to look out for not being cornered, but you can still dodge roll through them. Not a big deal. Just like this. That's a bit tricky because it's so tight here. So just step a bit back. That's the abilities from the Essence mob. They have one special ability for each Essence type they provide. Body, for example, shoots some bloody projectiles from the sky. Some bloody pillars, you need to be aware of that. This what was his? The Essence of Mind does some cold damage round effects. So each essence is a little bit different. Here's this War Cache. Artificial Orb. More damage for now. So we have this chain support gem on our Essence Drain, which makes it when we shoot Essence Drain on one enemy, it will fly to the next one. So if there are only 2 enemies in your way, you can just use Essence Drain and it will get rid of both of them. There is no need to cast Contagion before, so you don't need the spread from Contagion when there is only 2 enemies in front of you. Like this one, that only has Contagion. Contagion is not our main damage. The damage comes from Essence Drain, and Contagion is only there to spread it to the next enemy. This have extra chaos damage, be careful. This extra chaos damage on this early in the game can be dangerous. The problem with this tight areas is if there is this mob group here and a mob group behind, and I want to roll through the mob group, I might be surrounded by enemies. So it's more important to not just roll into an enemy group. It's more important to stay safe than being fast. This is okay because there was not a mob group behind them immediately. Our damage chills is not that dangerous. We get slowed, but it's not that dangerous damage-wise. So here, there is no point of interest marked on the map yet. But we have to kill a boss here. Lightning resistance is not important for us. We do chaos damage. This goats can be dangerous because they jump on you and it does a lot of damage. Try to keep your distance. Extra crits is a bit dangerous. Watch out, this explodes. They jump. Kite it into the next group. Perfect. Watch out for the jumpers. We do a lot of damage now. We do a lot of damage. But we are squishy. We did not invest in too much defense. And we did not get any good equipment upgrades lately. So we leveled up, our vendors resetted, and here is the boss. Let's check if we can get some upgrades before, as we are in hardcore. Constant upgrades really are nice. We can try to get an upgrade on this wand. Depending, yeah, we have a couple of transmutations. This has chaos damage, which might be interesting, but our focus has spell damage and the level of all spell skills, which is much more better than only chaos damage. But that's basically the same as spell damage here, so. We had to be really, really lucky to get an upgrade on the other one if we would have crafted on it. So it's not worth our currency right now. Do we have? Yes, we have a upgrade available on our flask here. We can craft on it. Ideally on the life flask we want some instant recovery. Charges gained is okay. Amount recovered is okay as well. Not ideal, but better life flask. Anyway, so with the life flasks, they just regenerate more life depending on the required level or base. So this is a Grand life flask. This is a Greater life flask. Requires level 16, requires level 10. It does just regenerates more life, which is the main thing we are interested in. This is not an upgrade. This needs to be crafted, but we don't have that much crafting materials. These are no upgrades. This could be an upgrade, but it's already rare, so we would have to use. We can try. We used a lot of gold on this, but you can, on rare items, you can use Exalted Orbs. Augments a rare item with a new random modifier. Oh, that's very, very lucky. That's very, very lucky. We don't need that crit stuff, but +2 on chaos skills and spell damage and chaos damage is a very big upgrade. This will carry us through the campaign. Swap this back into the Chaos Bolt skill. We can push them a bit up. We save this for our next character. And we bought a normal ruby ring, which we can craft on. Cold damage is not good. So this is not a good ring, but this mana is basically useless for us, so just swap them out, it's better, and we can just sell this. Required at all. Not required at all. We can check for charms with fire, because the next boss will do fire damage. We have no charms. We have 28% fire resistance, because we got the new ring, which is good. And we got a lot of damage from the new wand, so that won't be a problem. Just circle around. She has one attack which is very dangerous. This one. Just dodge roll and run. She will hit like 5 or 6 times. If you get hit by this, she will explode. And it will do a shit ton of damage. But we do a shit ton of damage as well right now. And we free Rizu. Loot everything and back to town. Cold resistance and lightning is better than only cold resistance. We could save this, but for the next character, but was not a super good ring anyway. We can sell this stuff. We can look if we can use a uncut skill gem level 6. You can click here on equipped gems. The essence drain is our priority. And we need to go to the Sekema and Rizu. They will talk about the closed Halani gates, and Rizu will tell you about the Traitor's Passage. We travel now. Coffee? I hope you are not scared of skeletons and spiders. Watch out, this lightning ghosts will hurt a lot if they touch you. Skeleton casters can be dangerous here. The spiders are fairly easy. And we are searching for 2 points of interest. The exit to, I think, Halani Gate, is it called? The Halani Gates, yes, and we are searching for 1 boss. don't get surrounded. Don't get surrounded. Here is the boss entrance. This is pillars. And you need to open the seal and runic seal. 1, 2, 3, and then the boss spawns. Listen to her voice lines. Sometimes she will hide like this and spawn, dodge roll this, and spawn poison in the middle of the arena. You need to find her being stealthed. And keep moving. Keep moving, keep moving. If she spawns like daggers around and says Atul, you just roll sideways to avoid the daggers she will throw to you. I would like to show you the boss fight a little bit longer, but currently we do a lot of damage. With all our plus level 2 chaos spell gems stuff. But it's hardcore and we use what we have. If you struggle with some bosses, let me know. So I will provide boss guides later. I can still do the bosses again if I go to these areas second time. So I can come back here with a character which a lot of defenses and show you every ability again and again. And give you some advice for bosses. If you would like this, let me know. And we are searching for the entrance to the next area. Chaos resistance. If you face a mob which is super tanky, like this rare mob for example, just run. You don't have to kill it. It's not worth fighting a rare mob for 20 minutes or so, or even 2 minutes. Just kill what's basically super fast dead and ignore the rest if you're not risking to die because it blocks you or something. No need to kill everything to clear the whole game. Just the if you kill like most of the mobs in each area you're passing anyway, or which are on your path anyway, that's more than enough for leveling. You can occasionally check, this is a monster level 20 area, we are level 20, that's perfectly fine. As long as that you're in a 3 level difference, it's totally fine. For hardcore, you should not be under leveled though. Better to be 1 to 3 level higher than the zone on hardcore. But it's also totally fine when you adjust the level of the zone. Look how I position my character around the enemies, so I can't get swarmed. Back off. Good lightning spell. Want. Kaizen into the next enemies. Big mob group, good XP. Another big mob group. And level up. That's why we like big mob groups. We don't have much energy shield yet, so it's not really worth investing into energy shield yet. Let's pick cast speed for now. League mechanic here. Or Fate of the Wall. We can check this out occasionally. League mechanics can be, depending on the league, can be worth doing in the campaign. Let me show you how this one works. So we entered the Val runes, which are available when you activate this 6 crystals on each of those platforms we just did. So after a while, 6 of these crystals are filled and you can enter these ruins. And now you can build your own temple with this rune card. So you can click this sealed vault, which is very nice to have 2 of. We have this one, Depot, more effectiveness. Effectiveness means that monsters have more life, experience granted, and quantity of items dropped. It's increased. And look, this one, the Thaumaturge Laboratory. This can be placed here or here, but look how this green pops up when I have this depot room on my cursor. That's lighter because this will buff the guardhouse. Level it up to level 2 or tier 2. Increased number of monster packs, 10%. And if I put this here, 15%, and normal monsters have 15% increased effectiveness. Okay, we can place no more of this stuff. So that's as far as we can go. We can run the temple. There's a stash here. we can level up Contagion, and we can put our gear here. So we go into the temple with a clear inventory. And look into data. And this is, we just put stuff here we will sell later. And this is from the boss with the daggers. You can do a trial with this, and you can choose your ascendancy then. So, which actually can become a lich after this. But we will do this later because it's area level 22, and it can be a bit hard. So there is no real need to rush this. We can do it when it's more safe. So it stays area level 22 here. If we go in there with level, like for example, level 30, we will have an easy time. And now it might be a struggle. So as we are in hardcore, don't rush it. If you play on softcore, you can try. I will show you soon where you can do it. This is one sealed room. Use these levers, loot stuff. Currency is always nice. Gold is always nice. Especially in the campaign, where you visit vendors a lot. And it's nice to do this league mechanic in the campaign in patch 0.4, because you get a lot of extra bonus XP from this temples. First, it's extra mobs. And second, with this increased effectiveness on enemy mobs, you get even more experience. That's really good. So sets a skill gem to have 3 support gem sockets. That's basically a lesser jeweler's orb. And we can use essence drain on this. It's a little bit tedious that you need to resocket your support gems every time you do this on these machines. And we can socket in a third support gem on our essence drain when we are in base, which is another big damage boost. What have we here? Exalted Workbench. So when we have an item, do we have an item? Yeah, this one is rare. And an Exalted Workbench augments a rare equipment item with a new random modifier. So it adds a new modifier to an already rare item. And we have 3 prefix modifiers on this focus already, but only 2 suffixes. So there is space for 1 more suffix modifier. We can drag it here, craft, and now we have I think it was lightning resistance added to this focus, which is okay. Better than nothing. These mobs are a bit stronger than your normal campaign mobs, so be careful. A magic item to upgrades a magic item to a rare item, so we can put the chest here and get some more resistances. This is the last room of the temple. Pick up some rare stuff for selling and press your teleport. You can use the stash here. Upgrade Evil. Put this in the tab to sell later. We unlocked a third support gem for Essence Drain. Let me look what I plan to put in there. So Chain, Swift Affliction, Considered Casting, a nice gem. Considered Casting. So it casts a little bit slower, but it deals 35% more damage. And as we only need to cast this one time, and then it's a dot, the damage over time debuff is a good trade-off. It's a very good trade-off. 35% more damage for casting a little bit slower is very nice for this. And we can just leave the ruins through the entrance and are back into the campaign map with a fresh, clean inventory. As we put all our items we found in the stash tab in this wall ruins. Stash tab. In the stash which was in the wall ruins. He does some damage. Use your life flask. This command. Stay inside this. The ring will explode, not the center. And now kill the ads. Contagion and lag. An essence drain. And he runs away. Just grab this checkpoint and teleport back to the caravan. Talk to everyone, pick up your rewards. So that's a uncut skill gem level 7. And we possibly could upgrade our essence drain to level 7 if we are level 22. We are 21 right now, and this needs 22 to be used. So just leave it in your bag. We are level 22 soon.
Take your time.
Did we check this already? I think so. Yep. Let me check her. If this could be an upgrade if we use currency on this and are lucky, but as we have to be very lucky and we don't have that much currency, I would not try. I would save it for later. And the next area I would recommend you is Mastodon Badlands. You can see this here when you hover over that. Mastodon Badlands, Keth, or Valley of the Titans. I go Mastodon Badlands first every time.